Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Taste Test with Tim, where we talk about the incredible brands and beverages here at Keurig Dr. Pepper. Today, we've got a really special episode where we're going to be talking coffee and actually iced and cold beverages and an incredible new innovation around a brewer. And appropriately joining me is our Senior Vice President of Brewer Development, Mr. Josh Hulett.
Thanks. I'm really excited to be here today. It's going to be fun to talk about some of these new innovations.
Let's start actually on the brewer side.
Yeah.
You know, usually in food and beverage companies, the specialty is on the end product, the consumable. What's unique about Keurig is we've been actually making the machines, the brewers, for 25 plus years, in addition to the pods. Talk to us about the innovation and development roadmap for brewers.
Yeah, I mean, we really think about it through a series of lenses. And the first starts with the consumer. Then we start looking at what are the different occasions these different groups actually experience throughout the entirety of the day. And you think about where coffee was back when we first started making Keurigs. I mean, it was just a black cup of coffee, and that's what everybody drank. It's evolved so much over the last 25 years where we started to add flavors. Then we started thinking about milk-based. Then we started thinking about cold brew, iced, and now we're all the way into refreshers. And so that pace of innovation has really accelerated over the last 10 years, and that's just created more and more occasions and opportunities for us to service our consumers. But then you go down underneath that and you start thinking about the cluster of occasions for each of those different consumer groups. That's how we start thinking about the feature sets to put in a specific product of a product line. And then lastly, and the thing that really makes it all come together is the technology roadmaps and fulfilling those technical solutions to meet the consumer need that we might not have known how to do 3 years ago, but we work to close that gap and deliver a world-class experience so we can really fulfill the promise of those reasons to believe in that initial positioning.
Yeah, makes sense. You know, one of the things you mentioned was feature set. And no doubt over the last couple of decades, we've added a lot of features, very consumer friendly. We're going to talk about one breakthrough here today, but before we do that, what are some other examples of features that are meaningful to consumers that we bring in Keurig brewers?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you really look at what we're all about, we're about quality of coffee, we're about convenience, and we're about variety. And so when we start looking about some of these different innovations and opportunities there, it's really about taking things the consumer don't think they can do at home, and then creating a technology and intelligence inside the appliance to allow the consumables to be experienced in several different ways. And now that next horizon is in that cold space.
No doubt. And cold is a huge trend in coffee. You know, based on broad consumer behavior, you look at the coffee house that they go to, the coffee shop, I think upwards of 70% of beverages sold there are either cold or iced. So as you said, we began to tap into that the last couple of years, but this year is a big breakthrough. And I think it starts with this incredible brewer that you developed, you and your team.
A lot of people with us.
I think we call this the K Brew and Chill. Talk to us about this machine.
We're a coffee company, not an appliance company. And so when we think about how to develop the product or the appliance, we're also thinking about how's it going to work with the consumable and what's the quality of that end beverage. And so when you start to look at where we've been, if we would have thought of ourselves only as an appliance maker, we were leading the way in iced. Our brew over ice technology was the best in class inside of that aisle. But because we think of ourselves as a coffee company, we're more worried about the end beverage. And while brew over ice was very good, it wasn't great. It wasn't at that peak standard that you can get at a coffee shop. And that's ultimately what inspired us to come down the path of the brew and chill and develop the quick chill technology.
And the combination, as you say, of this quick chill technology that we'll take a look at here in a minute, and then some incredible pods that are really uniquely developed to go in a iced coffee or a cold brew, really makes that great experience. I think we should try it. I think we should try this new K Brew and Chill. What do you think?
I can't wait.
Wow, that was quick, Josh.
Yeah, under 3 minutes and you can get a great cup of coffee.
And when you think about coffee shop, you know, when they do a cold brew or iced coffee, what temperature is that coming out?
Yeah, typically the iced coffees there are poured at about 60 to 65 degrees, and then they put ice on top of it, which that's how we got to the specifications we did for this brewer and this system.
It's amazing. It's cold to the touch, really the first to do that at an at-home brewer. I like mine black. What about you?
I like a little bit of cream in mine.
All right,
so,
I'll let you cream
put
up
some
that.
Here.
And now to the pod. This is actually the one we're tasting is this Green Mountain iced vanilla caramel. I can tell you, as this was brewing, right away you can get that aroma, right, of the caramel, the vanilla.
Absolutely.
Comes right away. So let's give it a taste.
Cheers.
Cheers.
It's refreshing every time.
So refreshing and fabulous flavor. The caramel, the vanilla, and yet a real big, bold coffee note.
It's very refreshing, and it expands the number of occasions throughout the day. Coffee can really start to play and participate and be part of people's lives. One of the nice things with our one-step all-in-one pods paired with this technology is you can actually do iced lattes with flavor with just a pod, this appliance, and 3 button presses. Less than 3 minutes, you got a coffee house style beverage.
Incredible. Don't even have to add the milk afterwards.
Absolutely.
It's built in.
Yep.
Incredible technology, great flavor here at Coffee. Also this year we launched an entirely new line.
Yeah.
It's these iced refreshers, and I'm seeing that very popular in coffee shop. Talk to us a little bit about the refreshers platform.
Yeah, and so I mean, as late Gen Xers, early millennials converting to iced, now you start seeing the younger generation like my kids, they're bringing these things home. You really start to think about the expansion of where coffee was to where it's at now. And it's not even necessarily only coffee anymore that people think of for these occasions. It's these caffeinated beverages that are indulgent, but also serve as the utility of that caffeine or that pick-me-up. And so we're seeing this continue to grow in the younger generations.
All right, so let's try one of these great refreshers. And I see here we've got our original Donut Shop iced refreshers. I've tried this before. I like this flavor. This is strawberry acai. Have you tried it?
I've tried it, and I'll tell you what, for my 15-year-old, this is his #1 favorite.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right, let's give it a try. Delicious looking beverage. Look at the color on that.
It's absolutely
Strawberry
beautiful.
acai. Let's try it. Cheers.
Cheers.
Wow,
So full of flavor.
it is. That is crisp. It's delicious. You get the strawberry, you know, the sweeter note, but that acai comes through. I can see why these are so popular these days.
Yeah, sometimes the kids are smarter than us.
No doubt about it. So we launched this just a couple of months ago. They're new this year. How are they performing in market?
Things are going very well so far. It's clearly exceeding our expectations, and we're doing the best we can to just keep them on the shelves.
I've heard maybe even a little challenge on supply, which that's
Yeah.
a good problem to
I
have.
love when we innovate that way.
You know, at Keurig, I know one of our marketing slogans is brew the love. And I feel like with beverages like this and brewers like this, we're brewing the love, baby.
Absolutely. It's something that can be communal for everybody to gather around. Cheers.
Great to be with you, Josh.
You too, Tim. Thanks.
Thanks. And thanks for tuning in for Taste Test with Tim. Look forward to seeing you on our next episode.